All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So do me a favor before we dive into these topics. If you end up enjoying it or finding it informative, be sure to leave the video a like. And if you are new here to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're starting here with another rumor, but from a very reliable source that seems to suggest a PlayStation event could potentially be coming soon. But if there isn't an event, Sony is planning quite a few announcements. So it says here, being reported by WCCF Tech, a new PlayStation event, like a showcase or state of play, could be coming soon, judging from what a very reliable leaker has revealed today. Speaking on X, Billy Bilcoon, who proved to be extremely reliable in the past, revealed that a lot of PlayStation content is being prepared behind the scenes, and some new announcements are coming, although the insider cannot say if an event is indeed coming. Seeing as there's a lot of content being prepared, it is unlikely it's just for this year's upcoming Game Awards show. So something could indeed be brewing outside of a single separate announcement. And so, we did recently cover the potential tease, right? That was featured in a new PlayStation trailer where they teased the 30th anniversary date, that being December 3rd, 2024. And this caused a lot of people to, speculate that Sony's going to be doing some kind of show, whether it be a state of play or showcase. But then not too long after, Jeff Grubb, who is also a reliable insider, said that his source told him that there is no PlayStation event coming. So I don't want to, get anybody's hopes up here and say that this does mean there is going to be an event, or this does mean that there's going to be a state of play of some kind. I'm still keeping in mind that Jeff Grubb has been the most reliable source when it comes to events from PlayStation in particular, and he's saying it's not happening. So what we could be looking at here is basically Sony prepping a lot of content for the Game Awards. We do know that the Game Awards is, it's like the end of the year E3 for gaming, and it's something that publishers are taking more and more seriously every year when it comes to the type of announcements they want to bring to the show. And so it is very plausible that this content that's being prepared by Sony is all for the Game Awards. Essentially, Sony could end up treating the Game Awards like their showcase, right, of some kind. But yeah, there is still the reality that the Game Awards are happening a little bit later than they usually do on December 12th, and it leaves the whole first week of December open. So I do understand why there are some people that still believe Sony may be planning something very secretive, and it's going to be revealed, but I don't think anybody should necessarily get their hopes up. But at the very least, what is exciting about this rumor is that we are getting confirmation from, again, a very reliable insider with a very good track record that Sony's preparing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So that's exciting. Hopefully we won't have to wait much longer. But we are going to move on to the next topic here, which is an extremely interesting topic. A new report coming from Bloomberg claiming that Sony is developing a new handheld, which is not the surprising news, but that this new handheld is going to be a portable PlayStation 5, and it is meant to take on the Nintendo Switch 2. So it says, following nearly a year of rumors, a major news publication has corroborated reports of a PlayStation handheld. This morning, Bloomberg claimed to have heard from its sources that Sony is eyeing a slice of Nintendo's market share, in addition to competing with Microsoft, who is currently prototyping an Xbox handheld. Previous rumors suggested that PlayStation's upcoming handheld will be able to play PS4 games. Bloomberg has gone a step further to claim that the portable device will be able to play PS5 games. The article gives us the impression that the handheld will play the games natively, setting it apart from PS5 Remote Player PS Portal. According to Bloomberg, the portable is in the early stages of development, so it might be targeting the PlayStation 6 generation, as past leakers have claimed. However, Bloomberg sources have added that Sony may ultimately decide to shelve the idea rather than launching it. The report further corroborates rumors that the upcoming PlayStation handheld draws inspiration from the successful PlayStation Portal. A known leaker has previously claimed that PlayStation Portal's unexpected success resulted in a renewed interest in handhelds at Sony. Bloomberg reports that Sony initially planned for the PlayStation Portable to be a standalone handheld as opposed to a remote player. Perhaps the company is planning to fill in that void. So, very, very interesting report here. The idea that Sony is going to create a new dedicated handheld is not surprising. We've been hearing that rumor all year, but now we have a very credible source corroborating it, but also confirming that this device they're currently in the early stages of creating is targeting the ability to basically play PS5 games as well as PS4 games, thus making it essentially a portable PlayStation 5. Now, what's interesting is they say here that this is actually meant to compete directly with the Nintendo Switch 2, which makes a lot of sense because one of the things I've been saying for quite some time is that Sony should not underestimate the Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of the level of competition it may end up bringing to the PlayStation platform, mainly due to third-party support. I think Sony really didn't have to worry about the Nintendo Switch currently or, for the past generation, because the reality is the Switch struggled to get really strong third-party support, to whereas PlayStation had the strongest third-party support. So I think Sony kind of viewed it as like, okay, well, it's not necessarily a threat to our ecosystem. People who want to get all the major third-party games, they're going to come here, right? They're not going to go to Switch for that. That may change with the Switch 2. It is a hybrid console. You can play it hooked up to your TV. You can play it on the go. And because it's going to be much more powerful and much more capable, it's also going to get much stronger third-party support. So I think this is a very smart move on Sony's part. And, the one thing the article says here is that Sony may shelve this. I don't think they're going to. I think Bloomberg's just saying that to kind of cover themselves because, of course, early prototypes like this, they can get canceled. Like, this could get canceled, but I don't think that's likely because the PlayStation Portal did very well. Xbox is confirmed to be making a handheld. The Switch 2 is going to do big numbers and get strong third-party support. I think a device like this from Sony is actually going to be necessary going forward. So I don't think it's going to get shelved. I think it is going to come to market, but the timing of it is what's going to make it interesting, right? Is it going to come before the PlayStation 6? If it does come at around the same time as the PlayStation 6, how will Sony handle that? I think the best way they could handle it is basically release the PS6 and this new handheld at around the same time and make it clear that if you buy the handheld, you play PS4, PS5 games natively, and you can use it as a remote player for PlayStation 6 games. So it will give you, in some way, shape, or form, access to your entire library, even PlayStation 6 games. I think that would be the best way for them to handle it. And then obviously the PlayStation 6 can be its own thing, the premium home console for those who want that. But very interesting stuff here, man. These rumors are really starting to heat up, and it seems like a big part of next gen, or even towards the end of this generation, is going to be the battle of the handhelds, which is going to be very exciting to see. But moving on to the final topic of the video here, it's just a small update on something that was also leaked by Billy Bill Kuhn, which has to do with the DualSense Edge, the Pulse Elite, and the Pulse Explorer. Apparently, Sony is going to be announcing that these three items will be available in black very soon, which I think a lot of people have actually been kind of waiting for this, specifically for the DualSense Edge having a different color variation. A lot of people, I think, did buy the black plates for their PS5s. A lot of people are not necessarily the biggest fan of the two-tone color with white and black. And if you think about it, most of the PlayStation consoles up until this point have been black. So I think it makes sense that a lot of people would wait for something like this. But, they're also doing it for the Pulse Elite and Pulse Explorer. I wonder if they're going to end up doing it for the PlayStation Portal as well. I think it would just kind of make sense for Sony to have an entire lineup of their products available in black, as well as the two-tone white and black. But let me know if that's something that interests you or something that you've been waiting for. But I do wonder, again, if these announcements or the announcement of this new black lineup for these products, if this is something that is going to be part of a state of play maybe, or if it's just something that Sony is going to announce at the Game Awards. But either way, we should be hearing about it very soon. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. Again, if you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.